Okay. So for those of you who I have not met, I am Leslie Prins. Let's see. I think I know most of you. Anyway, I wanted to do this training today because I know that there are a lot of you in the queue and you all have similar questions. And I thought, let's just get a video. And so it'll be a little bit easier. You guys can ask me questions too. There will also be people who come along who, will be in the queue soon. And maybe they may even want to be a part of your team. This would be a good video for them to watch also. So first of all, I need to know that you all can hear me. Yes, awesome.
Yes, we can hear you.
Good. Okay. When not all of you are my direct on my team, you're not my directs. So I'm going to kind of go through a document that I send out to the people on my team. If you don't have a welcome document or something similar, I can send it to you. But I covered just a lot of different things that have worked well for me. Now, some of you may get very overwhelmed at all of this information. Some of you are like, give it to me, give it all to me. I'm going to do it all today. And I don't want you to get overwhelmed when I give you this list, because you can go as fast or as slow as you want. Your onboarding dates. You may know that they're up to about June 15th, I think, as of today. Some of you will be watching this later. And so there's about a 4 or 5 week, I think, time period right now for people who are just joining the queue. Eventually, hopefully by the time people watch this, it will be gone. There will be no queue. So in the meantime, there are many, many things that you can do to prepare yourself. So I'm going to kind of go through this, take down some notes if there's things that you know that you need to do, and we can chat more about it later or talk to your sponsor, because we really want you to be set up for success so that right away when you get your inventory, you know what you're doing and you're ready to rock this business, because it is awesome and it can go quickly and there's a lot of money and lives to be changed. So let's get started. So the first thing that I really would recommend that you do is imagine that you just got your inventory today and really walk through that process of, okay, so I have my inventory, visualize it, visualize what you're going to do. So you're thinking about where you're going to hang your clothes. What are you going to hang your clothes on as far as hangers and hanging racks? The best hangers are from the Container Store. That's where I found the best hangers, hanging racks. But I also see that LuLaRoe now has some hanging racks. So there are 2 websites that you need to know during this process: LuLaRoe Promo and LuLaRoe Custom. So both of those websites have things that you may want to order during this season. So make sure you get familiar with those 2 sites, check them out, see everything that's available on them. There are hangers there are racks. I haven't tried either of them. The hangers are adorable. But I got my hangers slowly. I ordered them on Amazon. I got some of them on like at Costco. They have discounts on them. You can use whatever hangers you want. I like the like felt kind, so that they're no slip. I think they look nice, but you can use whatever you want. Again, racks, when you first start out, you may need 3 racks. The clothes look better when they're hung. You do not have to hang your clothes. Robin, my sponsor, who is a coach in this business, did not use racks right away. She sold out of her bins in her home. So it's up to you, but I want you to know that that's what we use. I would recommend the hangers and the racks. Those are something that you can go ahead and order now. Think about how you're getting the word out about your first in-home pop-up. So I would recommend, you're going to want to start your social media pages. So you're going to want to start your Instagram, your Facebook pages. You'll create a Facebook page. And all of your social media has to be the same. It has to be, like, for example, mine is Leslie Prins. So LuLaRoe, Leslie Prins. LuLaRoe, first name, last name. All of your stuff has to be set up that way. Hopefully you have LuLaRoe, Leslie Prins at Gmail account. Hopefully you have that set up as well. So you're going to have your email account, and then go to social media. So you'll have a Facebook page, and that'll be LuLaRoe first and last. That page will be synced with your Instagram if you choose to use Instagram, but you should. So sync your Instagram, same name, sync that with your Facebook page. Hi, Lisa. So when you're posting pictures daily to Instagram, those will get posted to your Facebook page. You will also create, you know, a closed group, a VIP group, if that's what you choose to do. That's what most everyone on this team does. That's where you can do your online sales. That's where you really build a community with your team or with your customers. So those are 3 social media sites that you really want to check out and kind of think about how you're going to do. Now, those don't need to go live right away. In fact, you know, some people do. Some people build up hype for months, but it can get a little exhausting for your future customers. It can be a little overwhelming. They can kind of be thinking, holy cow, this is taking a long time for them to get their clothes. And they might just get kind of bored of your posts. So I think it's okay to wait, you know, until 1 to 2 weeks before you think you're going to onboard. But it's really got to be up to you. Social fatigue, that was the word that I was thinking. So think about your social media. Think about when you get your inventory, you're going to want to get the word out that you're having your first open house. Think about how you're going to do that. You will get invites, but you could print those out beforehand and then fill them out if you want to mail invites, if you like to do that. I did a lot of mine on social media and, you know, some texts to some friends, and that worked out really well. So as soon as your inventory is shipped, once you have a shipping notification, I would wait until that moment to plan your first in-home pop-up boutique. Okay. So continue to walk through that. Think about where you're going to put those racks in your home. You know, how are you going to, what space in your home are you going to use to, I mean, you're going to get like 6 boxes. Where are you going to put those? Where are you going to go through that? You know, just really walk through those steps of when you first get your inventory and how you're going to manage all of that. And it will change. I mean, I just rearranged again yesterday. I put my office in a different room in my house. So don't think that it's going to be permanent, but just think about how you're going to set those things up. Okay, so I'm going to go through kind of my my letter that I send to everybody on my team. As far as inventory, I did do a video on how to build your inventory, but that's something to really think about. Now, it is recommended that you really build your business. Give it at least 90 days of building up your inventory. Most consultants could pay off their inventory within the first week or month of LuLaRoe, but they choose to build up their inventory because the more inventory you have, the more sales you're going to make. So if you're able to do that, please really, really focus on your inventory for, you know, at least the first 90 days, probably more. 3 to 4 months would be better, but you can talk about that with your sponsor. We do have training on how to do that, but just know that you're making an investment into your business by doing that. So keep that in mind. I carry all of my stuff into my pop-up boutiques in IKEA bags. They work really well for me. I keep everything on the hangers. I fold them and put them in the IKEA bags. And that's how I bring stuff to pop-ups. Those hanging racks collapse and you bring those to your pop-ups. There are different kinds of IKEA bags. LuLaRoe now has some available too. They're really pretty and pink. And I think rumor is that IKEA may not be making all of their bags anymore, so you may need to get them from LuLaRoe. But when I first started out, I carried all of mine in plastic tubs. That is an option. I just felt like I could carry more in those bags. Think about how you're going to display your leggings. A lot of people, I mean, everybody kind of has their own thing, and I've changed mine quite a few times too. I started out with suitcases. I've gone to cute little wire crates. I just ordered suitcases again, different suitcases. So just think about how you want to display those, what will look nice, what works best for you. Something that you can transport them in if you're doing in-home pop-ups is good. For me, I am in South Dakota, and so there's always a possibility that if something drops, it will get dirty or snow on them or mud or something like that. And so I kind of like to have something enclosed. You don't have to do that, but think about it. Let's see. Keep in mind also that the way that you run your business may be a little bit different than everyone else. You're going to have different clothes than everyone else. You know, we don't all have to be the same. This really does get to be your business. So do it the way that you want to do it within LuLaRoe guidelines, and your sponsor can help you with that. If you have ideas, different things you want to try, talk to them about those things now. Some things you can't do, and you know, many things you can do, and maybe we just haven't. So think about those things. When you get your inventory, you may get some prints that are kind of different, or you may not love them, or who knows. What I can tell you is that they will sell. And typically the things that are the weirdest looking to you are the ones that customers love. It's just how it is. I've had things that I have literally had for months that sold, so be confident in what you have. Know that they were created because LuLaRoe knew that they would sell. Don't ever say, oh, this is so ugly. I mean, talk positive about your clothing.
I need a pony.
Okay, they're in my bathroom. I'm on a call, okay?
No.
My daughter just busted in here. Sayla, they're not in here.
But there's trees.
Okay, let's see here. Business cards. You do want to get your business cards. Again, you can get that on LuLaRoe Custom or Promo. Now I'm getting them confused, but you can get them there, and it walks you through. You'll put your name, you put your Instagram, all that kind of stuff. They're really easy, but I would recommend ordering those because you'll be wanting to use those soon. You can start handing those out to people. It's really up to you. I also ordered thank you cards. So when people order from me or when they come to my house to shop or when I'm doing a pop-up boutique, when they're done, I always give them a business card with their clothes. I put it in the bag. You will get bags from LuLaRoe. What else will you get? You'll get a planner, which is really awesome, a nice planner with stickers, and that's pretty cool. But so I give them a business card. On the back of my business cards is a punch card. So it says, for every 10 items that you purchase, you get one for free. So that's on the back of the business card. So I make sure that I just initial on them. You can do that however you want. And then I put a thank you card in there that also has washing instructions and my return policy. Now, if you go to the website, you'll see that you can just print those off for yourself and it'll put your name. There's a template for it. You just put your name in it and print those. I like to use those. Everybody does things a little bit differently, but I like it all on one piece of paper. So those I like to have right away as well. What am I missing? One thing to know, Audrey is kind of our the system that we use to order inventory and to check people out. So you will want to get familiar with that. Some of you, it'll take a little bit before you have access to that, but that is where you'll go to check people out. There is an app for Audrey if you have an iPhone. Otherwise, you can bring it up on your browser if you have an Android, or bring your computer or your iPad. You can pull it up. You'll check people out there. That's where you order inventory. That is where you will find all of the cool pictures that you see LuLaRoe consultants using. They do tons of photo shoots and that kind of thing, and they give you access to all those pictures. So you'll want to get to know Audrey as soon as you have access. It is our back office, and it's really important for you to get familiar with that. Work with your sponsor to get some training on that as well. One thing that you can be doing when you have access to Audrey is go ahead and do a test order, and we'll discount it down to like 1 cent so that it kind of gets the system working and it gets the system ready to deposit into your account so that when you do start making sales, it'll be a quicker process for you to get all of your deposits. Be ready and be prepared for waiting to get your payments from Audrey and then placing another order. So it'll take a few days before you get payments for, if I go to a pop-up and people are paying with credit cards, that money doesn't go into my account for a few days. And so just know that it takes a little bit. And then when you get that money, then you make orders, okay? A reminder, there are a lot of buy, sell, and trade groups out there. LuLaRoe does not recommend that we are a part of those. There's a lot of weird stuff that happens in those groups. It doesn't really support the LuLaRoe culture, so just know that now. Unicorn hunting, I love this. There are a lot of people who find really cool prints, and they want you to find them for them too. Don't let your customers dictate the way that you run your business. It can be exhausting for you to go find things for other people. Yes, you want to give them the best support. If you by chance happen to know that someone on your team has that print, go ahead and direct them there. But otherwise just say, you know what, I don't actually have that right now. I'm so sorry, but I do have a lot of other prints if you want to check those out. Because you will start to get messages from people looking for specific things. And seriously, it can take up a lot of time. So just be prepared for that. The number one thing that you can be doing right now or thinking about is a 72-hour game plan. And you will get a copy of this in your kit when you get it, in your welcome kit. But you've probably heard this talked about. It's also mentioned in your Q group on Facebook. But number one, Commit to treat your business like a business. You may need to think about setting up hours. When am I going to work my business? If I'm going to do online sales, when am I going to be taking pictures? Think about how that works with your family. What is your family willing to do? What are you willing to commit to or to give up? You know, really start processing some of those things with your family. Number 2, write a list of. Oh, did someone say something?
Oh.
Or someone just realized that they aren't on mute.
That might be me. Sorry.
I don't even know who you are, so it's okay. I can't see who's talking, so I don't even know. Okay, so write a list of 50 names. So think about that now. Who are some people who you may just want to, check with and see if they'd be interested in hosting a pop-up boutique? Write those names down and don't discount anybody. If you're thinking, oh, they would never do it. You have no idea. One thing I would recommend is, as you're starting to get this business to grow, which you will be doing soon, and be thinking about it, don't be the crazy person running around trying to get people to do your business or to buy your clothes. Be excited about your clothes. Be excited about your business. Be confident in knowing that your clothes are amazing and that you look good. People will be drawn to that on their own. You don't have to, just say, hey, friend Sarah, how are you? Hey, I'm wondering if you'd be interested in hosting a pop-up boutique and earning free clothes. I know you're going to love these clothes. They're amazing, or whatever. And then that's it. Don't drag it out and make it, a sales pitch. It should be fun. And if they say no, say, okay, hey, no problem. I just thought I'd check with you first, or whatever. This is a fun business, and there's a lot of people waiting to host a pop-up boutique. I've never had to really hardcore try to sell anybody on hosting one or earning free clothes. Book your first 3 to 5 pop-up boutiques. Right away when you find out that you're getting your inventory, really focus on that. Start booking your calendar. Make sure you do your first one, usually your in-home pop-up boutique, within 3 to 5 days of getting your inventory. You'll be really excited. It'll be really fun. If your sponsor's close to you, they can help you, or they can be there virtually, or they will train you on how to do it. Number 4, promote your boutiques through calls, text, Facebook, Instagram, evites, and flyers. Okay, really think about how you're going to do those things. And then number 5 is repeat all of those steps. Okay, so again, this is the 72-hour game plan. For those of you who, this is a new thing, there you go. And this is talked about a lot with Lula Road. We come back to this a lot, and you do it over and over and over if you need to. But focus on booking the pop-ups. You can talk to people about it now, I wouldn't set dates yet, but you can mention it. There's a lot of people who want free clothes, and it's back to school season, so they're thinking about those things. Okay, I spent a lot of time talking about that. Okay. With that too, you can start educating your friends and family about LuLaRoe. Tell them, kind of what it is, so they understand. Taxes, I get some questions about taxes. I would just recommend that you meet with a CPA. Everyone's a little bit different. Everybody's businesses are a little bit different. Just find a CPA, meet with them, let them know you're starting this business, see what he needs from you, and then you'll know what you need to keep track of, okay? Okay, I do have insurance. I think just check into it, maybe with the people who you have your home insurance with, and just see what that would cost. If you're going to insure $10,000 worth of inventory, see what that would be. And really it's in case, if there was a fire or you brought your stuff to someone's house and a rack fell on the floor and broke their coffee table, or they scratched their floor or something. I don't know, but it'd be good to just know what's available for you. Okay. Your launch parties, really think about those too. You need to wear LuLaRoe, and only wear the styles that you carry. Also, I'd recommend don't just wear leggings and an Irma tunic. Wear a skirt or a dress. Layers are great. The more you're wearing, the more you'll probably sell. Think about what you are going to keep your cash in. Maybe you have a cute little money bag you want to use, or just think about something like that. You'll need pens. You may want to bring a piece of paper. I like to write down each sale as I'm doing it. Yes, I entered into Audrey, but I also have a little notebook that I keep track of everything, put their name and what they purchased. The only reason I do that, it's really easy for me to go back and reorder all of that inventory by just looking at my paper. I'm old-fashioned. I like paper. Think about what you will use for a backdrop if you do online sales. This is my latest one. It's just pegboard. You can get it at, you know, a home, like a Home Depot type of place. I've done different things. You can go on Amazon and get really cheap background photography paper that you just put on the wall and it looks like a wood floor and pretty cool. You can do stuff like that. But think about what you want to use. You can get very inexpensive lighting kits, like $50 lighting kits that really help. Think about where you're going to keep those photos so that they're easy to upload. I keep mine in Google Drive. It just works well for me. A lot of people use Dropbox. It's up to you. Mannequins, you can order mannequins. I really don't use mine a lot anymore. They're set up in my, I have a little shop in my house, you know, where I keep everything. I do have the mannequins there. Sometimes I bring them to pop-ups, not always. In the beginning, I took all my pictures on mannequins. It was just a lot of work and I decided I didn't want to do that anymore. If you know you're going to be doing online sales, it would be smart to think about shipping now. I would recommend, so I ship with padded, here I'll show you, flat rate mailers. This is what I send most everything in. They're like this, they're pretty nice. You can't typically find them, at least not around here, in post offices. So you do need to order them from USPS. I do also do, and we're totally reorganizing in here, so I just decided to start doing this again. So I ordered a scale, and then I have like these, and I will, like if someone orders one thing, well, depends on what it is. If it's a top or leggings, it'll fit in this, and then I just weigh it, and then it's like $3 for me to mail that to them. It's priority, or excuse me, first class. And then I have some boxes too that I ordered in case, you know, when people order numerous things, then I ship those in a box. So let me think here. All right, I'm going to go through, make sure I hit some of these things here. So there was Kim Roylance, who has had a very successful, Kim and Doug Roylance, very successful business in LuLaRoe, had posted 30 things you could do while you're waiting to onboard. And so I'm just going to kind of go through some of these. Number one, register for my UPS. If you register an account with them, you'll kind of see when all your packages are going to arrive. Every time you order, once it's been shipped, you'll get a notification. There's an app for it as well. Think about how you're going to keep track of mileage. Yes, you can talk to your CPA about that too. Your email address, hopefully you've already set that up, but that's something that you should do. Think about if you're going to have hostesses. You know, if you're going to be doing both online hostesses, and if you're going to be doing in-home pop-ups, you'll have hostesses. I like to send out a welcome packet to them. I do, once you're out of the queue, you'll become a part of our Facebook page, and I do have a file in there that has my hostess document. It's what I send them. Just little reminders about, you know, if you don't have a mirror, let me know. Please don't have any pets around. The pop-up's going to be an hour and a half. If you're able to help me set up, it would be greatly appreciated. You know, little things like that, just things for them to help be prepared and for the party to be the most successful. Now, you want to do that online as well. I'm just starting to do online hostesses. And so I don't even have a welcome page or welcome information for them yet, but that'll be something that I'll have posted, and I know Robin has that already too. Draft text for your Facebook invites. When you decide that you may want to send messages to some people on Facebook about your pop-up, go ahead and get a draft together for what you're going to send to people. So then it's just a copy paste kind of thing, you know, insert their name. It'll just save you a lot of time. And if you have time and you're ready to get this stuff ready, then these are great ideas. We'll make sure to post this again for you guys if you don't already have this, so that you can read through it. Gather pictures for your Facebook invites. What have I not mentioned? Talk to your sponsor about ideal inventory levels, which we kind of had mentioned, but it is a good thing to talk to your sponsor about. Again, I did do a training on that and how to restock your inventory. Most consultants, or I should say the most successful consultants, have at least 700 pieces to about 3,000. Some have more, which is a lot. I would guess I probably have close to 1,500 at this point. Start thinking about some goals and talk with your sponsor about those too. That's something that I'm going to try to be working with my team on a little more. You know, what are your goals? What are your goals for your family? Why are you doing this? Why are you investing your time into this? You know, are your goals, what are your financial goals? Maybe you want to set up little goals along the way. Like, once I do this, we're taking a trip to, well, I'm in South Dakota, so let's just say the Black Hills, you know, or once we do this, we're going to spend the night at a hotel, or, you know, you decide what those goals are. I like to have little goals along the way. They keep me excited. They keep me on track. Think about those things. And then what are your big goals? You know, there's different ranks within this company. If you decide that you want to build a team, you know, you're compensated differently when you reach different levels. And that's a whole nother training, but it's pretty cool. Maybe you don't want your husband to work as much. Maybe you don't want your wife to work as much, you know. Think about those kind of things. Okay, hangers and racks we already talked about. Think about your guest list for your first pop-up boutique in your home. Think about who you're going to invite. Think about, you don't have to do any drinks or snacks or anything like that, but it is kind of nice to just have something. And most of the time, they don't even look at them. But think about that. Think about a way that you want to display pricing. I have little cards that have my prices on them, and they flip it over and they get to pick or copy their sizes. Like, they'll try in an Irma tunic and they'll say, oh, okay, I can wear a small or a medium in this, and then they can circle it and then they can keep that. When I first started, I printed off a couple pages, no, not pages, what am I trying to say? I just printed off a sheet with all my prices, and then I put it in a picture frame, and it looked kind of cool, and I just set it out. Okay, think about how you will display all of your items. I talked about that with leggings, but think about, you know, you'll have skirts too. How do you want to display your skirts? I hang mine. Not everybody does. I have done some pop-ups where I didn't hang my skirts. Actually, I think when I first started, I didn't hang my Cassie skirts. I just set them out by size. So that's an option. Just think about how you want to display some things. Think about what you're maybe going to say to someone who is considering joining LuLaRoe. You know, you may not be thinking that far, but as you start to promote your business and talk about why you're excited, other people may want to come on that journey with you. So kind of think about those things. Think about what you're going to say to them. That's something your sponsor can help you with too. And because you are so new, you know, just be excited and say, oh my goodness, it's so excited. You should chat with my sponsor with me. But remember that that's very much a possibility that could happen. You can draft some emails that you may use at a later date to advertise or promote your launch. This is a good one. Research flights and hotels for convention and trainings. There are a lot of trainings coming up all over the country. We'll be posting those dates, but getting to those trainings, there should be some that are close to you, but getting to those trainings are really, really, really good. I went to a training before I even had, I think, my initial, I didn't even have any of my inventory yet, I don't think, or I had just gotten it. And that really, really jump-started my business. It was exciting. Deanne, founder, was there, and Justin and her son Jordan, and it was really good. We got some really good training. I got to meet more people who lived around the area. It was super good. So we will release some of those so that you know when those are. Look at your calendar for the next several months and decide when you want to have shows or pop-up boutiques. I typically plan for an hour and a half pop-up boutique. Okay, so because I bring a lot of inventory, I also plan for an hour of setup time. And then afterward, you know, it doesn't take me quite as long to pack everything up, but I usually plan for at least an hour afterward because it takes, some people don't get out right away, but that is something to think about when you're planning out those times. Okay, consider whether you will have any promotions at your launch. So some people do swag bags for bookings. They do raffles. What I've done a few times, especially when I first got started, I'd say, you know, let's say the pop-up started at 7. It was from 7 to 8:30. And I'd say, we're going to do a drawing at 7:30 for a free pair of leggings. And that was really just to get people there sooner. I really didn't want people showing up at like 8:15 because I knew there was no way they're going to be able to try on all the clothes and really get the full LuLaRoe experience if they're there. And I didn't want to have to be there all night. In the beginning, I stayed way too long at many pop-ups. And your time is valuable. Make it fun and fast and crazy. Like, there is a benefit to that. You know, if they know you're going to be there all night, then there's no sense of urgency or I better get that before somebody else does. So think about that. Research fashion trends on Pinterest. This is a really good idea, and I'm going to be doing more of this too. Pin the ideas that you can recreate. You know, a lot of people have started really layering even more. So taking classic tees, putting them over Nicole dresses and Julia dresses and Amelia's, tying them on the side, putting a Sarah cardigan over it. Lots of layering, lots of new ways to wear some things. Just think about those things. Some other things to do is really start getting your mind prepared for business and success. So start reading some books. The Power of TED is a book that's often recommended to us, and I have read it. A lot of people on our team have read it. Again, The Power of TED. There are a lot of other really good books. I'm trying to think. What are some more that you could do right now? Look up some books. We'll be posting some of those on the site. A lot of leadership books. Leaders Eat Last is another one. I just ordered that one. I'm trying to think what else. Oh my gosh, my mind's blank. Anyway, whatever, we'll post some more. So be thinking about books, be thinking about business. You're going to be a business owner if you've never been one before. It's very different. You choose your hours, you choose the way you're going to treat people, and you really get to choose everything about your business. So it's pretty fun. It's exciting. There's a lot to take in at first, but that's what your sponsors are here for. I hope this was helpful. I want to open this up to some questions because I know I just went through a bunch of stuff really quickly, and I hope that was okay. So go ahead and ask me questions. You can probably type or unmute yourself or whatever you prefer. Or you can show me your faces.
Do you have pets, Leslie?
Do I have pets?
Yeah.
I don't.
That's one of my biggest things, hurdles right now that I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to keep them away. I mean, kids are one thing, but pets are another.
Yeah.
That's where I put my inventory in.
A lot of people have pets. So if you're able to really have a room dedicated to LuLaRoe, that works great. A lot of people will take a closet in their house and make that the place that all the clothes stay. As someone who I do have allergies to dander, so I get that, and it is important. Although I am considering getting a little mini golden doodle. I don't know. But anyway, if you can just really find a place to put it. Some people have kept all their stuff in tubs too, and that works. You got to just figure out what works for you. You'll be fine. There are definitely a lot of people who have pets.
Yes.
Leslie, when you go to hosting in-home party, this is Linda, by the way, do you typically take all of your inventory with you, or is there just certain things? I just can't imagine that we could fit everything into one of our cars, right? So,
Right.
What's kind of your recommendation?
So when you first get started, bring it all. I honestly, up until about a month ago, was still carrying all of my inventory. And then I was like, this is crazy. This is crazy. It kind of got to a point where I almost felt like the people who I was doing the pop-up boutiques for were like, I could never do this. You're bringing in way too many bags, you know? And I never dawned on me, really. I was just like, I'm just bringing them all in. So now what I do is, because I have so much, I ask the hostess, hey, what styles do you want to make sure that I have with me, I kind of let them get to choose. So now, I may only bring 2 dresses and I may only bring 2 skirts, and it's really up to you. You'll kind of see how it is. Bring it all in the beginning, but as you build, maybe too much.
Leslie, is it absolutely necessary to have your launch at your house? With us living, way out in the country,
Sure.
I wondered if I should host my launch somewhere closer to Sioux Falls. We have a property that we own that's fully furnished but vacant, and I thought maybe doing it there. It's still out in the country, but it's closer to Sioux Falls.
Yeah, I think you can totally do it wherever you want, wherever you think your people are going to be most comfortable. I mean, if you're able to do it at your house, people always think it's kind of neat to come to your house to shop. There's something about, girls' night, get together, shop in the privacy of someone's home. But if you have another location that you think is going to work, then totally do it. And if it doesn't work, then you do it at your house, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyone else? Gotta be questions. No question is a bad question. I think the biggest thing that I would just say is just have fun with this. This business is really, really fun. There are things that are going to happen. You may get, a piece of LuLaRoe that is damaged. That's normal. That's normal in every business. And it's really normal in the fashion world. Think about how many damages Target gets. And we don't get a lot of damages. So things like that will happen. I mean, just know that and brush it off. Don't make a big deal about it. Definitely don't let your customers get upset about it. On your Facebook pages, that's supposed to be a place where your customers go to feel good about themselves. They should be uplifted when they're on your page. If something bad happens with your business, they don't need to know. And LuLaRoe really talks a lot about being creators. If something isn't quite right, fix it, make it right, turn it into an opportunity. I don't know. This is a really, really fun business, and I'm excited for all of you. You're in a really fun stage. So ask a lot of questions. Think a lot about how you want to run your business, because it's going to take off.
Leslie, is there are we able to access the LuLaRoe promo and custom sites now already? And then is there also access to the Audrey system to start playing with that a little bit as well?
I've heard varying things. I don't know for sure that you can get on it, but you can try, because you did already create a password. You did already have to put your email address in there when you signed up to be on the person's team that you're on, I believe. So try to go to mylularoe.com and see what you have access to. I will also let you know that I use stamps.com. So stamps.com allows me to print my postage. I didn't do that in the beginning. I just started doing that. I used to handwrite all my shipping labels, and then I would take all my packages to the post office and ship that way. I don't do that anymore. I created an account with Stamps, and so I print all my postage at home. And then you can set up a time for your postmaster to pick it up, or your mailman, or whatever, or you can just drop it off at your post office. Sorry, that question was from Dolly. Anyone else? No other questions, really?
What styles do you recommend ordering if you're going to order more than just the startup package and the additional extra? Do you know what I mean? Do you get more kids stuff, or do you get the Sarah cardigans? Obviously, I know what I want, but
yeah, right. It does change a little bit, I think, during different seasons too. So wait and see when you onboard for sure. My best sellers pretty much year round right now. Irma tunics, obviously. I saw a lot of Sarah cardigans. This Carly dress that came out, I think is going to do really well. It's hard to know for sure because everyone's really excited about it. I think that would be a good one. I saw a lot of Amelia's, but once I showed people how to layer a little bit differently with the Julia and the Nicole, I started selling a lot more of those. It really varies. When I started in October, I didn't sell a lot of maxi skirts. And then, lately I've been selling a ton of maxi skirts. When I first started in the fall, I sold a lot of Cassie skirts and not selling as many right now. So I feel like you really can't choose wrong. Everything really does sell.
Okay, so everything sells. So I'm curious what you would do differently if you were starting brand new than what you actually did. Obviously, you probably would have started sooner, but other than that.
One thing I forgot to mention too is, and I will answer that, don't add more styles without building up what you already have. It is the hardest thing to do, but trust me, it is the smartest thing you can do for your business. So let's say, you have your original inventory, and then LuLaRoe launched this Carly dress. Don't bring in like 5 of those Carly dresses for your customers, okay? Wait until you can bring in enough for all the customers to have a lot of choices within their size, okay? You're going to slowly build up what you have. So let's say your initial inventory, let's say you have Irma tunics. Build that up first. Build it up so that I try to have at least minimally 10 in each size of the Irma tunic, and I should probably have 15. Okay, so build that up before you add a new style. That's your number one goal with your inventory, is to build up what you have. Then add a new style. If you only have 4 in size medium and they don't like any of them, then you just lost that customer buying one of those, okay? But if you have 10, you're going to find one they like. So think that way. What do I wish I would have done differently? Well, when I first started, guys, I did not do online right away. In fact, I didn't do online for like 3 months because I thought it was like, oh my gosh, that's so much work. And I just didn't want to go there. I kind of wish I would have started a little bit sooner. I think we need both. Boy, I don't know what I wish I would have done. Maybe there were a few seasons where I didn't book a lot of pop-ups. I mean, I did, but not enough, and I wish I would have done more. Booking the in-home pop-ups really builds your VIP group. It really builds your community. When I check people out at an in-home pop-up boutique, I say, I show them on my business card, and here is my VIP group, and I'll often circle it on my card and say, join the group. I do online sales every Tuesday. And I also will keep you up to date with all things LuLaRoe. And you really build that group by doing your pop-ups. That's how you get loyal customers. That's how they get to know you a little more. So I wish I would have done a little more.
Can you just advertise an open house and have success, or, does it really need to be hosted by someone?
Oh gosh, no, you don't need to have hosts. It depends, depends on what you're doing. Like if I have open houses at my house, and I'm the hostess, I guess. But if you want to do one like at a building, people are slowly getting to know LuLaRoe. The people who are on your VIP page will come wherever you are.
Right. Do people that you don't know show up?
Yeah. They do. My very first open house is how I got actually some customers. I actually don't even know how they heard about it, to tell you the truth, because I live in the middle of nowhere. But I can think of at least 2 people that I didn't know came, and I think they heard about it through somebody else. So that does happen. And it depends too. Like if I for example, I have a pop-up tomorrow, and I told her that I could promote it to my group too if she wanted. It depends on if those people want strangers in their house. Most people in my VIP group, you know, who are local, I at least know. Any other questions?
One last thing. Is there anything else we can do besides being on the Q calls to speed this up?
Story of our lives.
Honestly, I'm kind of like hoping there's a bunch of people that they call and they're like, oh, we're no longer interested, so that maybe I'll be.
Yeah. But hey, that does happen. Or sometimes, I mean, I hate to say it, but there have been, you know, people who've lost their funding to start. That does happen. You never know. Be ready always, because there have been times where they've onboarded a whole bunch of people in one day. Or, you know, there's various things that do happen. So don't lose hope. It could happen. I'll try to keep you updated. You never know. They do up some things, and we'll see. Their goal is to get to the point where there is no longer a Q club. And so with that comes onboarding many, many, many more per day. And those of you who are on this call, you're probably going to have time to still qualify for the cruise. So think about that.
I hope so, because that's one of my biggest motivations. That's how I convinced my husband to let me do this.
That's awesome. So for those of you who don't know, I wonder if I have my, oh, here you go. 2017 LuLaRoe incentive trip. So what you need to do is you sell 400 pieces in 4 consecutive months for a total of 12,000. So the 400 pieces per month is just a guide, you know, for you, but $12,000 consecutively for 4 months, and you and your significant other get to go on the LuLaRoe cruise. And just announce it. It's in, oh man, I can't even remember where all they're going. Mexico, I don't know, but it's like a 7 or 8 day cruise, and the cruise is all paid for. You just need to get there with your spouse or your significant other.
It really doesn't matter where we go, does it? It's a cruise.
No, it really doesn't. And you're hanging out with a lot of other really successful LuLaRoe consultants. You know, Deanne and her entire family will be on the cruise, and they actually rented out an entire cruise ship. So the whole cruise ship will be LuLaRoe people. I mean, can you imagine? It's going to be insane. I got to go on the one last year, and we didn't have the whole cruise ship, and it was so fun. And we got to network with those really high up, and we got to pick their brains and sit on table or in like round table kind of things to hear what works best for them. And oh, it was amazing. I wouldn't trade that for anything. So think about that. And if you sell more than that, there are other things too. You know, you may get, you can sell 500 pieces in 4 consecutive months for 15,000, 600 pieces, 18,000. And those vary. Like if you sell 12,000 for 4 consecutive months, and you get an inside cabin room. And if you're selling like 18,000, then you get a balcony room. And anyway, those are things that you guys will be able to do. So think about that. Guys, your sponsors are filled with lots of information. You can always ask me too if you need help. I may not always know the answer, but I do know how to get to the people who do. You know, we're still learning too. We've made enough mistakes, so hopefully we can save you, you know, from making those same mistakes, and to kind of start out where we are, you know. I started in October, and it's been amazing. The journey has been amazing. I met wonderful people. My team is fun. It's so fun to have, you know, getting friends with this business too. And I have friends who are consultants on other teams, and I've gotten to meet them on the cruise and on at different trainings and stuff. And we are great friends too. So, you know, sometimes it's yes, the money's amazing and your family goals are amazing, but you're getting to meet some amazing women and really impact their lives. So everything that this business really encompasses is pretty cool. Okay, well, I think that's it. Feel free to message me if you have any questions, and we'll make sure to get some of this posted on that Q club website as well. Make sure you get on the Monday calls, and before you know it, you guys are going to be on. So that is it. I'm going to stop my recording.